This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening, thanks for joining us. A Tasmanian Housing Commission unit has been destroyed in a suspected arson attack. The male occupant of the Devonport unit wasn't home at the time, but neighbours say they did see someone outside before the blaze.
This gutted Devonport unit, now a crime scene. Neighbours were alerted to the blaze in Tasman Street around 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Flames filled what was the lounge room as smoke billowed into the sky.
Thought someone was burning off and then next minute the whole place just lit up.
The fire service managed to get the blaze under control in just 10 minutes. But as night fell, investigators were still yet to determine the cause, so were today back on the scene.
We've been through with the police forensics and we've determined at this stage that the fire's been deliberately lit.
There was no power connected to the unit at the time and the occupant wasn't home, although witnesses claim someone was in the area.
Neighbours say they saw a man walk out the driveway and head down the street just before the fire took hold.
It's understood that is now forming part of the investigation.
But at the end of the day, the young fella didn't deserve what he got. He's lost everything.
Damage is estimated at $250,000. Overnight, the fire service was also called to another house fire in Port Arthur. That accidental blaze caused $450,000 damage and was possibly due to an electrical fault. Anyone with information about the Devonport fire is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. Monica Dadson at Southern Cross News.
There are concerns tonight that the state's prison system will become dangerously overpopulated as the state government continues to phase out suspended sentences. Tasmania's Risdon prison is already at capacity, with advocates disputing arguments that harsher penalties lead to a reduction in crime.
It's the next step in the government's phase-out of suspended sentences. New draft legislation to rid the option for criminals who commit serious sexual, violent and drug crimes.
The sentences are not tough enough and they're not actually being carried out.
The reforms also introducing new sentencing options, home detention and electronic monitoring bracelets to be trialled in the family violence setting within 6 months.
We've signed up to a program where up to 100 of these bracelets are going to be available to Tasmania.
But the government's tough on crime position isn't sitting well with prisoner advocates.
I don't know of any evidence anywhere in the world that suggests that if you increase penalties, people stop committing crimes.
Greg Barnes says the abolition of suspended sentences in Victoria led to an explosion in prison numbers. Tasmania's prison system already overburdened.
The prison is becoming increasingly unsafe for prisoners and for staff because of this government's obsession with locking it up.
The whole reason of our tough on crime stance is not to fill prisons, it's to empty them through a genuine fear of a genuine consequence if you do something wrong.
A policy vowing to empty prisons despite evidence from the Sentencing Advisory Council revealing otherwise.
These reforms will be expensive. They will lead to an increase in crime because the government is not focusing on the front end, that is, looking at the reasons why people commit crime.
They think that they can portray themselves as being tough on crime, and they're going to ignore all the evidence from the legal fraternity who tell them that retaining suspended sentences is a really important tool that they need to have.
Jacqueline Robson, Southern Cross News.
After 50 years, the Collinsvale Fire Brigade has been given a new station. Officially open today, the station will house the brigade's 2 fire tankers, while the facilities used by the volunteer firefighters have also been upgraded.
20 local people committed all their spare time and their availability to be on almost permanent standby here to look after their fellow citizens.
The new facility replaces the old station built in 1967. Hundreds of keen anglers have braved wet conditions for day one of the brown trout season. The Primary Industries Minister using today's opening to announce an additional 40 kilometres of the South Esk River has now been opened up to anglers.
Some 18 private landholders have been involved in this project, which is terrific because they're allowing public access to their land to enjoy what is a very popular brown trout fishery in Tasmania.
The project included constructing new parking areas and paths for anglers to access the river.
We think it's going to be a really good season with the levels that we've got in the lakes and the rivers, and we're looking forward to it.
Four Springs Lake was said to be one of the best places for anglers today. Tasmanian mothers have embraced the chance to say thanks to the midwives who helped them during and after the birth of their baby at a gathering in Glenorchy today. The midwifery group practice is offered at the Royal Hobart Hospital and sees a mother allocated with a dedicated midwife to support them.
We look after 30% of the families that birth at the Royal, so we're a big program. We're one of the big ones across Australia. It's been an absolute success. The feedback from families is tremendous.
The program is now in its 5th year. The University of Tasmania has officially unveiled the side that it will take to the upcoming Rugby Women's Uni 7 series. The Lions team consists of 24 women, 17 of those Tasmanian. At its inaugural competition, the Lions coach says he won't put too much pressure on the girls, but they are training hard.
It'll be a massive challenge. There's a lot of established teams coming to Launceston and for the first tournament, and they're really established rugby universities with strong rugby programs. So we're not going to go ahead and compare ourselves to them, but we'll stand up for ourselves.
The team will make its national debut at UTAS Stadium on August 25 when the first of 4 tournaments in the series kicks off.
North Launceston have well and truly established themselves as TSL flag favourites, with the Bombers in a league of their own against Clarence this afternoon. It was a nail-biter at KG5, with Glenorchy and Launceston trading blows for 4 quarters of footy. In the end, it was the Pies, but only just. It was supposed to be the match of the round, but someone forgot to tell Clarence. Tom Bennett making a triumphant return for the Bombers, helping the home side to a 3-goal lead at the first break. Things quickly unravelled for the Roos, with the Bombers booting 6 second-quarter majors to head into half-time with a 9-goal buffer. And it only got worse for the visitors, the top-of-the-table Bombers storming home by 69 points. It was all the Pies early at KG5, with Brodie Rowbottom opening the account in a scrappy first term. Jay Bowden showed no signs of injury niggle, booting 2 quick majors for the Pies. Sonny Whiting providing the spark for the Blues, tucked away on the boundary. And when Jake Smith converted from just inside the arc, the visitors had the 5-point advantage at the main break. Goal for goal in the second half, the sides couldn't be separated on the scoreboard, with the Pies eventually taking it by just 1 goal. With nothing to play for but pride at Devonport Oval, the Pies and the Tigers were locked in a tight tussle, with the home side up by less than a major at half-time. Brendan Batchelor giving the visitors some hope, but when Mitch Thorpe began to exert his influence on the game, the Pies had the edge, taking it by 9 points. Meantime, Burnie's horror season continued at West Park, with Lauderdale overrunning the Dockers on their home turf by 78 points. It was emphatic scenes at the deck last night, with the Chargers getting up over Seabull Championship favourites Mount Gambier in a thriller. The win now sees the side in the box seat for that all-important home final. The Chargers have stepped up on their home deck all season, and last night saw the side's most important and impressive win this year. Heading into the match, having dropped just 2 games and having beat the Chargers just a week before, Mount Gambier were the more fancy team. But right from the tip-off, the home side were on fire, putting on 33 first-quarter points to establish a handy 11-point lead. Rob Hire proved crucial once again, bucketing 21 as the Chargers maintained the buffer over the visitors. Chris Whitehead top-scored with 22, at times running rings around the Pioneers' defence. Desperate to secure a home final and give themselves a shot at finishing on top of the conference ladder, the Chargers were gritty on both ends of the court as the visitors struggled to find an answer. Leading by 9 at the last change, the Chargers finished strong to claim the upset 88-80 point win. Meantime, the women are still clinging on to 4th spot in the South Conference, despite going down by 5 points against the Basketball Centre of Excellence in Canberra overnight. 2 NPL and Clarence have pulled off a last-gasp win against Kingborough at Lightwood Park this afternoon, with Paul Palmer capitalising for the visitors in the 89th minute to clinch the 1-0 win. And after taking out the league title last weekend, South Hobart have made it 13 wins in a row after thrashing Devonport earlier today. Darcy Hall having a field day at Valley Road, slotting himself a hat-trick during the 6-0 thumping. Tasmanian teenager Samuel Walker has continued to shine at the World Para-Athletics Championships in Switzerland, with the 14-year-old claiming a silver medal in the F35 to F38 long jump event. Walker had previously finished 5th overall in the 200 metres and is favourite to take out his pet event, the 100-metre sprint, tomorrow.
Good evening. A cloudy day statewide with showers mainly about the west and north. Hobart reached 15 degrees, Launceston and Burnie and Devonport all had maximum temperatures of 13 today. 16 was the high at Friendly Beaches, closely followed by Grove with 15, Low Head, Wynyard, Ouse, Strawn, Maria, Flinders and King Islands all sharing 13. And a slightly warmer day today for Lyweenie, 7 degrees. Low-level cloud covers most of Tasmania. Bight is covered by a large and deep low and circular cold front. Here we can see that low-level cloud moving over the state from the northwest. Tomorrow, a cold front is crossing Tasmania and Victoria with another front to the northwest. The remainder of the continent is under a ridge of high pressure. To the coastal waters now, northerly winds reaching 35 knots about the west, north and upper east, seas up to 3.5 metres. A strong wind warning is current for all coastal waters apart from the southeast coast, Banks Strait and Franklin Sound. A flood watch is current for all northern river basins. To tomorrow now, Hobart 12 and partly cloudy, Richmond 13, Ouse 11, expecting a shower or two. Launceston and Devonport, showers 12, 10 for Deloraine, also with showers. Burnie, Strawn and Curry all reaching 12 with showers. St Helen 12 degrees, showers and winds easing, Swansea and Whitemark both 13, more showers there also. Looking ahead to Monday now, showers mainly about the north and coastal areas, falling as snow to around 1,000 metres. Tuesday, showers about the west and far south. Wednesday, morning showers mainly about the west and far south, fine otherwise. Around the country tomorrow, a showery day for Perth, Adelaide, Canberra, Brisbane and Cairns. A sunny day for Darwin, Alice Springs and Sydney. Melbourne, a few showers with a top of 13 degrees. And currently it's 10 degrees and mostly clear in Hobart, Launceston 8 and clear, Devonport 10 and partly cloudy. It looks like we've got more showers on the way, Rachel.
Wonderful. Thank you for that, Carmen, and welcome to the weekend weather team. Well, that's all your news for now. Thanks for your company. Have a great evening and enjoy the footy. Good night.